Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie. I'm glad you're here. And today I want to talk to you about all the college essentials that helped me during my college experience and what was actually worth it. I want to give you honest advice, what I really used in my 3.5 year college experience. I can tell you as a 2025 graduate what is actually worth it and what you actually need. And I would say without further talking, we just get right into it. I think we're gonna start with academic lifesavers, which are electronics that you need if you want to get the best out of your experience. The first thing is a laptop stand, and if you're into it, wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard. Your laptop stand reduces your neck and back pain during long study sessions because you don't hunch over as much and you can sit up straighter because your laptop is at a certain angle towards you, which is very great. The second thing I couldn't live without is noise cancelling headphones. They are essential for library study sessions or shared spaces. Your way to campus, if you watched my college vlogs or watched me for a longer time, you know that I had to transfer to college every day and I had a way from 1.5 hours to transfer. So noise cancelling headphones were it for me because I could use the transfer time to study and get college stuff done, which was very great. And I'm a huge lover for music, so I have my noise cancelling headphones in every time I can. And the third thing is cloud storage or external drives. First of all, they save you from losing your data, which is just a disaster if that happens to you, because if you're honest, if you sit on an essay for 4 hours and your computer crashes and you didn't save it, you're gonna cry. I'm gonna tell you that. So I used a cloud storage, which is the cloud storage I got from my college, which was OneDrive. And I also have an external hard drive. I bought the SanDisk 2TB extreme portable SSD, and it saves my life because you get 2 TB of external storage and you can autosave your things directly to your external drive, which makes your life a lot easier. Also, if your MacBook breaks down, which also happened to me while I was in college, I had everything on my cloud storage and now I have everything on my external hard drive, which just makes your life a lot easier. Section 2 is mental health and self-care related, and especially for mental health, you have to take care of that while you're in college and every day, and also take care of yourself. It's essential, especially when you're stressed out a lot because of college, because it can drain your energy if you don't look out for that. The first thing I always had with me was a reusable water bottle and snacks. I know it sounds simple, but it's a lifesaver for energy and for focus. Prepare yourself snacks, lunches, things you can eat during the day, because sometimes you spend more time at college as you anticipated to, and if you don't have enough to drink and enough to eat, you will feel drained and very tired after that day, and that's not what we want. The second thing I always had with me was my phone, and what I mean by that is my digital calendar. I had all my deadlines always in my calendar so that I could have them in check without stressing about it. I also set a timer so that my calendar reminded me that I had this deadline 1 week prior so that I could prepare the things that I needed to prepare. And you can also use a normal planner. But the important part about this is write your deadline down somewhere and keep track of that. Everything that you get in college that has an end date or a date that you need to remember, write it down somewhere. I just used my Apple Calendar for it. I have a designated color for college, and everything that I had, also the classes, I put in my calendar so that I would remember them, have the deadlines, and it was out of my brain and I know I had it somewhere written down. Get yourself a planning system and a good note-taking system as well. I used my iPad for taking notes. I wrote everything down per hand kind of in just my notes app. So I have all Apple products. So all the notes I took on my iPad in class, I already had them on my MacBook as well and on my phone as well, which was very, very great. And I color coordinated my classes, a separate video on how I stayed organized and took aesthetically pleasing notes in college. You can comment it down below. I would love to film that for you, but I think it would go too much in depth here. And one thing I always had with me was kind of a comfort item. When I felt nervous before presentation, I always wore my rings, which were kind of my support blanket during presentations or during exams. I always had my rings with me, and they were kind of my lucky charms. And also, if you're moving to college, which I didn't do, take something with you that comforts you. If it's like a weighted blanket, candles, or a cozy hoodie, you need to have relaxing moments at home, and it's way easier if you have these comfort items, because technically if you live on campus, you still are on campus, and your brain kind of needs help with shutting off the college noise. So if you have like a routine that gives you comfort or a routine that helps you wind down, you help a lot with stress relief, and therefore you sometimes need your comfort items. I want to give you all my practical must-haves that I always had with me or had on me to kind of go along on my college journey without stressing out. The first thing is a power bank. No dad phones during long campus days, and no dad phones during transferring, because that would stress me out so much, because my train ticket was on my phone, and if my phone would have died, so would my train ticket. And I didn't want to do that. Another thing I always took was a large bag. It wasn't filled all the time, but I knew I had enough space for books, grocery, or some random errands if I had to go and do something. I know I always had enough space in my bag to use for other things that I didn't plan on bringing or getting. Another thing that I love to do is in Notion, I have a budget planner so that I know exactly what I have to pay in a month and what I have to spend, kind of. The one thing that is very, very crucial in college is to budget your money so that you can go out to clubs with your friends or do fun errands with your friends and have enough money for that, because otherwise it drains on your mental health. And two things I always brought with me while I was at college was in class were a hairbrush and a lint roller and my designated essential bag. I made a what's in my backpack video when I started college. I'm gonna link it in the eye, and there I show you what's in this essential bag. I kind of threw some things out, put some new things in there, but the important things basically stayed the same. I always had like a disinfection spray or bottle with me, my hairbrush, my lint roller, which was put in there after I filmed that video, Q-tips, chapstick, hair ties, period products, because you don't know when you or a friend of you needs them. And I think that was basically all that was in the essential bag, but that's like something to take with you, because then you can just put it in your college bag and you don't have to think about it. You just have to think about refilling the things that get empty, which is very, very great because you always have everything with you. And this bag is now in my work bag, so it still has its purpose. And that's my list of college essentials that I always needed. Of course, you also need your chargers for your things, but that's everything that I brought to college with me, and all the things that I think you really need. If you have anything that I missed or you think is your biggest college essential that you can't live without, I would love to hear that down below in the comments. And I can tell you, if you think about things you can just take with you or that help you a little bit through your college journey, college gets a lot easier. And that's everything I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful week. Make someone's day this week. And we see us next week with another video. Be kind to yourself. And we'll see us.
1, 2, 3, funky.